Hi everyone, Lori Marie here, mixed media artist in Vallejo, California. I am up, I have a voice, I'm up for a little while. I'm still resting, but yeah, I'm happier on the table than I am anyplace else. So we will just get through this. Today, first let me say thank you to Hetty. She sent me a book that she wrote. I love it, love it, love it. Yes, I will share it with my grandbabies. They will love it as well. So thank you for that. We are going to be playing with the PaperClay. Thank you, Dana Marie, for that. Very fun stuff. So I have some old brushes that I'm using. I still have a few left. They're very, very fun. Those were given to me by Mike Kendall, so thank you. So I used an old paintbrush that had been tossed aside, PaperClay, a few blending tools, and watercolor paints to paint them, and some sandpaper. As you'll see, the zebra's not quite done, but that's okay. The giraffe is done, so you will get the idea. I am going to kind of fast forward these because it'll be kind of boring to watch me add, blend, add, blend. Oh, come on, Lori Marie, move it along. But it just takes that long to sculpt. So I will speed it up so that you guys don't go to sleep. So there won't be any talking and there won't be any music. Sorry. So you'll just have to relax, sit back, relax, and watch a fast video of how to sculpt a couple of animals on an old discarded brush. All right, enough from me. It's wonderful to be able to talk again. That is wonderful. So, see you on the table. All right, here are the projects for today. I'm playing with PaperClay. So these guys are very fun. The zebra's not quite done, but I want to go ahead and get this posted. So he will dry, I will touch him up a little bit, and I will sand him. Okay, let's go over the non-professional tools that I will be using today. PaperClay. Then once I open up the PaperClay, I'll be keeping it in a Ziploc. I'm going to be playing with a brush today. I have a bunch of blending tools and carving tools. I have no idea what they're for. So I have those. Those were a gift. Thank you so much. I have some brushes, kind of a wide, well, it's small, but it's a wide, small brush. And then I have a couple of very small brushes, and I do use the tips of those for blending. So, and water. And probably a paper towel. So I'm going to open up my PaperClay and take a chunk out. Not very big, just a corner to start playing with. And I'll put the rest of it in that Ziploc. There's nothing like fresh PaperClay. Oh my goodness, it's so nice. So I'm just going to take a hunk off that corner and put the rest away. Now, I don't want you guys to think I know what I'm doing, because I don't. Okay? So as always, we always start off with a ball. And I'm going to squish that ball into kind of a point. There, like that. Grab another piece, make a little ball. And with a bit of water, scuff that up a little bit with my nail. And put that on there and blend that in. With a blending tool, not a real big one, I am going to just define that mouth a little bit. With a small brush, I will go in and erase the strong edges that I don't care for. So the neighbor's dog, not our neighbor's dog, but the dogs that live 2 doors down, have gotten out of their yard yet again And they absolutely drive Hudson crazy because now they are next door. And that drives him absolutely nuts. All right, I'm going to take the end of this and I'm just going to depress a hole in each side. Can you hear him having fits out there? Yep. All right, now to grab a small piece, roll that into a ball, a little bit of water on there, stick it in an eye socket. And maybe the other eye will be the same size, maybe it won't. I am okay either way. And we'll push that in there. We're cute already. All right, now we're going to take another smaller piece, roll it, and now flatten it, and this becomes an eyelid. You just never know, right? We're just going to put that down rough for right now. And let's make another eyelid. Maybe the same size, maybe different. Little ball, flatten it, put it over that eyeball, and work it down. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take one of these small brushes and I'm just going to get that wet where it has joined. And with this side, maybe I can use the blending tool. Maybe that's why they call it a blending tool. And redefine that. And you'll do the same thing on the other side. Just make him a fun eyelid and make it as smooth as you can. Sculpting is not my first go-to skill, so it's good for us to play together. So I did the same thing on this side, just kind of smashed the eyelid down, went in, redefined it, and softened it with a little bit of water and the tail end of that paintbrush. Okay, now we're going to take just an itty bitty bit and we're going to make a snake. Does this remind you of your school days? Snakes and balls with clay. Put a little bit of water on that. And I'm just going to put that around his little lip there. And blend, blend, blend. So the dogs are German Shepherds. I'm sure they're frightened of Mr. Hudson out there. He's pretty cool. All right, now comes for the crazy part. Now I'm going to take a cutter. Oh, I just brought Hudson in, and he's going right back out. And I'm just going to cut this head. And I'm going to place it right on. Oh, you're awesome. You are awesome. Still lots of work, lots of smoothing out. But he is going to be very, very fun. I'm going to add a little bit more of the paper clay here to make him nice and strong. And with my fingers, and with water, and with my brushes, I am just going to blend, blend, blend. So just keep blending it until you've got it as smooth as you want it. And then we'll come back. Okay, here's his little face. I have smoothed him out quite a bit. I think with the paper clay you can always sand or always smooth it out more. Kind of jumped the gun there. Yes, you can sandpaper it as well to get some of the rough edges off after it sandpapers very well. But he is adorable. So far, right? I'm going to take some clay and just secure him onto that brush a little bit better. Just blend and smush and blend and smush and play. Dana Marie, thank you for the clay. A little poetry there for us. All these professional blending tools, and I go back to a plain old watercolor brush. So I need a little bit more for that neck. I'm going to open that Ziploc. Grab a little more. Just add it onto his neck so that he's nice and secured onto that paintbrush. Just work it with my fingers. I'm going to attempt to make him some ears. So I took a ball and I'm just going to flatten the ball. Kind of bring it to a point. I'm going to score it a little bit. Just scratch it up a little bit. Add some water onto that. Put an ear on. And smooth it down. I'll go in this side and smooth that side down too. I grab one more ear. Same size, different size, doesn't matter. Little ball. Smush it. Bring it to a little point. Score where I'm going to put it a little bit, I'll just scrape it a little bit. Add some water to that ear and place it on. Look at him. Hi Hudson, are you done chasing the shepherds, huh? All right. I'm going to let him air dry. Yes, I am. So, big buddy, we'll see you later. Oh, I know what I want to do. I want to, with a very small pokey poke thing, I want to make like a pupil in his eye. Could make that a little bit more distinct. All right, we're going to let him dry. Ta-ta-da-da! He's so cute. On a paintbrush. What he needs are those little tops that giraffes have, those little spikes. So, yeah, even though I think he's done, he's not. And I'm not going to make them very fancy, just some sticky uppies. So what I have to do is I have to scrape it put some water on that and plug that in. And then smooth it. I know the real ones have a little bit more shape to it than this, but this is going to do just fine. And I'll do the same thing on the other side. I'll scratch it up a little bit, put a little thing on there, and smooth it down. There's one. Let's put the other one on. So cute. All right, now I'm going to let him dry. Like I say, I am no professional at this, but gosh darn it, he's cute. Well, there he is. He's pretty darn cute. We're going to start off the same way with the ball, kind of shaping it for his face. He's thicker than the giraffe. His face is thicker than the giraffe, so I'm bulking him up a little bit. And yeah, I just use my fingers to blend it. I know that there's a more professional way to do it, but this is kind of fun. So, bulk up his the sides of his face. So his jawline and his cheeks are thicker. So I just added some more paper clay into that area. And now I'm making the eye sockets. Handy dandy toothbrush. Lot of blending, lot of blending. That's why we're going fast through this. Starting to take shape. Right, I put his nostrils here, but you'll see later in the video that I close them off and put them more on the side of his face than in the front. I'm sure it would help if I had a zebra image in front of me, but this is all ad lib. You can see his nose is kind of turned up. We'll smush that down too. Little ball for the eyeball. I never care if the eyes are the same or not. Kind of fun if they're not. Little ball smashed. I'm cutting it in half for his eyelid. And I like for him to have a strong brow line above the eye. Define the eye a little bit. You can use the blending tool to poke a little pupil in his eye as well. Blend, 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 blend. There. I smoosh his nose down a little bit. I just use that blending tool to make some impressions around his little nose and mouth. Creating more of a chin line, pulling that nose down. So here I'm making the ears. You'll see me remove the ears later on. They're just not big enough. But for now he has these ears. Learn as you go. Learn as you go, my villagers. Ooh, the dangerous part. Cutting him in half, working him around that old paintbrush. Add some clay onto the back to strengthen that. I love those old paintbrushes. Oh, back in. Redefine maybe where I smushed it with my finger. I already did one voiceover, but the microphone on my iPad or my laptop is filled with Mod Podge, so I had to do it again with my earbuds and speaker. So silly. Oh, bye-bye nostrils. We've got a whole new plan here. Yep, nostrils on the side. Makes more sense. Still smushing that nose down some. Taking shape quite nicely. Build that cheek up just a little bit more. Such a handsome fellow. And I just go back in and redefine everything around his little mouth and his eyes. You can poke a hole in each eye for the pupil, if you so choose. Okay, bye-bye little ears. Smooth that down. Going to make some bigger ears. Add some moisture. It's best if you scruff it up a little bit where that ear is going on. It's probably still a little scruffy from me pulling his poor ears off. Sorry, guy. Blend those back on. And do the same on the other side. Same size, close in size, not close in size at all. Artist's choice here. There, scruff that up a little bit, add some water, and get that ear on there. I have a little bit of watercolor paints on my fingers here, so you see a little bit of color on him. But he's going to be painted, so that's just fine. And I'm just going through and smoothing him out a little bit. Ta-da! I put a thin coat of gesso on him to make him all white. Now he is not dry. I am playing with fire here. And I'm just bringing in some watercolor, some black over the gesso. Paint, paint, paint. Paint his little eyes. I painted the inside of his ears. Just very organically give him some stripes. Then I grab a white paint pen, give his eyes a little bit of a highlight around the pupil that I poked with a blending tool. Yep, he's pretty cute. Now I'm going to sand the giraffe because I like it gruff, grungy. I like his fur rather than being so perfect. I'll do the same to the zebra when the zebra dries. I just like the grungier look. And there they are, buddies and pals. So that's your project for today. Look at those cutie pies. Zebra's not quite done. He'll be done soon. The giraffe is adorable. Yep, they are buddies. All right, your turn. Go create. Go play. Go have fun.